So let's take a look at GFS. And right now we are dealing with a little bit of a minor system moving through the northeast to bring rain. Severe chances in the heart of Texas will carry into Thursday morning through Wednesday. Wednesday through Thursday, and increases chances for severe weather across the south once again. Louisiana and Mississippi. Mississippi, by the way, as far as the farming situation for you guys, you're looking at a 1.1 day of suitable field work. Believe it or not, the rest of the South is between 3 and 4 days of suitable days in the field. The worst areas right now that are affected by suitable farm work, of course, is going to be North and South Dakota, Minnesota, parts of Wisconsin, and then Indiana, Ohio, and Illinois. You guys are also in that 1.8 to 1.1 days of field work. But believe it or not, Nebraska's improved to over 3 days of suitable field work. So we're starting to see some improvement through the south, parts of the east, and the central part of the United States, but still a problematic situation for North and South Dakota, Minnesota, and parts of Illinois, Indiana, and believe it or not, Ohio as well, as they're looking at only about 1.8 days of suitable field work to this point. So as we know this, we look at the GFS forecast outlook. By next weekend, we see a significant system rolling through the south once again, probably causing more problems for Mississippi, and then the wheels fall off by the time we get to Friday, April 26th. The northeast and the east coast, you guys are going to get your fair share of moisture and some heavy moisture near New York City as well, as this system moves out by Saturday night, right before we have another system. And we were just talking about North South Dakota, Minnesota being problematic still for farmers. That does not change at all for the weekend of April 27th. That's right, we still have snow chances out here, folks. For people across the northern plains, you're sick of it. I get it. This snow chance actually is existence for Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the UP of Michigan. In fact, guys, it's not out of the question to see the UP anywhere from 5 to 8 inches of snow this late in the year from this particular outlook right now. The GFS model is showing, and the jet stream is showing this too, it's going to be cold enough for snow up in the UP. So would not be surprised that we see a late winter snow blast, one last push from Old Man Winter here April 28th, Sunday, as this system moves mainly into Canada, and believe it or not, overnight Monday into Monday morning, snow chances for western central New York and possibly upstate New York for Monday, April 29th. Now these are probably higher elevation chances. We'll take a look at the snow as well. But as we look back into the plains, more snow developing through Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and another shot of snow through northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, and heading once again into the UP of Michigan. And this storm kind of gets its act together. Look at this monster. By April 30th, the last day of April 30th, we are looking at a pretty big storm. The backside of it is going to be collecting a lot of snow in the Rockies, Wyoming, Montana, parts of Nevada, even Northern California is going to get some significant snowfall from this. But look at the stretch of moisture that we're going to see from this system going into May 1st. That is still May 1st. Heavy rain across most of the Midwest, Mid-Atlantic states. And by May 2nd, we will see this roll into the Northeast. And just a flow of cold air just coming in from BC and Alberta and continuing to feed in more snow showers across the Northwest. So very below average like temperatures right now for the Northwest. Still plenty of snow chances for you guys in Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, and even parts of Colorado on May 3rd. And look at this behemoth of a system moving through the United States in parts of Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. This is a large low pressure system as it sweeps across the Midwest and the Ohio Valley into the Northeast by May 4th, and still more snow trailing in the Northwest, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming. I sound like a broken record, but we continue to see snow chances flow in from BC and Alberta into the Northwest United States, and lots of precipitation for the Midwestern, Mid-Atlantic states and the Northeast of the United States. So we get a bit of a break in the south, guys. There's high pressure sitting down here in the Atlantic, and that's part of the reason why the south is getting a little bit of a break, is this high pressure is rotating the moisture away from the deep south for now. So thanks to the high pressure, this is why we are seeing a little bit of a bubble of protection for the south. And really that high pressure system sets up somewhere after this system right here, which we are experiencing right now, between today, tomorrow, and the night after. Once this system goes through the south, there's a pressure, there's a bit of high pressure that follows and kind of parks right here in the Atlantic, and it's responsible for churning everything this way. So basically it's taking the moisture from here and spinning it away from the south, and you guys will see that once we get the map in motion. There's that high pressure in the Atlantic spinning everything away from the deep south, almost like a force field barrier from the deep south. And we don't see another decent chance of significant moisture. The GFS is indicating somewhere around May 9th as a chance for some south moisture. But really, guys, some crazy temperatures coming up in parts of the United States. Still expecting chances for snow going into May. And this is what our temperatures are going to look at in the first week of May. So look at that. The deep south, you're talking 90s, possibly pushing hundreds on the Atlantic side of Florida and Georgia. Let's back these temperatures up a little bit. So here we are, April 20th. This is this past weekend. Kind of cool still across the Northeast. A little bit of a warm up through the East Coast and the Mid-Atlantic states. As we get into Thursday, a little bit back to normal temperatures, 60s, 40s for the lows in the Northeast. Heating up across the South and the central part of the United States, and then a little slight cold front comes through on the 20th. This is where we're looking at this chances of snow. Look at this. The 29th, there's some colder air that comes in from the Arctic through Canada, parts of Montana, and that's where we're going to see that chance of snow, believe it or not. So the temperatures do support what the radar is showing us. We could see snow flurries on Monday, April 29th, here in upstate New York. So if you like that 74-degree reading that you had in the capital region today, just know next Monday it's going to be the complete opposite, with snowflakes flying in the air at night. But then a very quick warm-up after that. We're in the mid-40s, and then we quickly reach the 60s by that Thursday into the weekend. Most of the country in the the Central Plains, Midwest into the Northeast, the East Coast will be in nice springtime temperatures. Still flirting with the 50s in most of the parts of Maine, but as you see here towards the end of this, now it's almost like a tale of two stories here. By the time we get to May 9th, half the country's experienced spring/summer, while the other half is still experiencing a very mild winter-like scenario with nighttime temperatures low enough to support any kind of snowfall overnight and accumulation as well. But some hot weather on the way, guys. Spring is definitely here. Bear with these temperature swings here a couple more weeks. But for the most part, the cold air seems to be losing the good fight. We get one more big push around April 29th of cold air. And then after that, we just start getting into season. And, we're getting further into May. It's going to be harder to see those cold shots of air. Hopefully all those snow chances will finally start to recede by this point of the month in May, as far as snow and all that goes. All right, let's take a look real quick at the El Nino 3-4 region. The area is warming up a little bit, water temperature-wise. The graph, however, does not reflect that, in my opinion. The 3-4 region stays pretty neutral and barely El Nino conditions. Remember, folks, you have to be a 0.5 above baseline Celsius, and right now it's at 0.615 above baseline Celsius. So interesting stuff here to see us in the neutral still and continue to be that way, as we will see how much longer. Right now, El Nino looks like it's losing its energy and might be sputtering out here soon. That being said, Mari, is there anything you would like to mention tonight before we take off for the evening? I know you mind the chat very well, and
I do. It's my throat, Jake. I'm sick, so I'm gonna do the best I can. So here we go. Ian Fenn, our good friend over across the pond. He says we're lovely people and we're the best show in the business.
Well, that's very nice of you, Ian.
Ian, you're wonderful. Thank you.
Our favorite Viking.
And we got a super chat by Justin L. He popped in for a little bit and then he ran away from us. I don't know where he went, but thank you, Justin. Very kind. Lots of new faces in the chat, Jake. I'm just getting to know some new people. Lady T, she planted a bunch of potatoes in like a 5-gallon bucket and they're sprouting now for her.
That's good.
They're sharing their planting and prepping information and talking about other weather weirdness worldwide. That's all I got.
Awesome. We'll keep it short and sweet tonight, guys. Tune in. I think we'll do another broadcast either Thursday or Friday night. And Saturday we might even have something planned for you as well. We're slowly getting back into the swing of things here at the Grand Solar Minimum News Channel, so please bear with us, stay patient, and we will get back to making that great content that we have been doing for the last 3 years now, and we are going to continue to provide you guys with the latest and up-to-date Grand Solar Minimum News. With that being said tonight, guys, we want to thank everybody for tuning in, and be sure to catch us again later this week. Until then, folks, we will talk soon.
Do you like this show? Give us a thumbs up. Want to support us more? Share to your favorite social media platform. Buy a t-shirt or become a Patreon. All links are in the description below.